Right, so I'm going to take you through the introduction of the new monthly contributions process, which will be available shortly for all employers of each fund. So what's staying the same? So I don't want to scare everybody and think it's all going to change, because it's not. There's a lot of the stuff that's still going to stay the same. So obviously the requirement to submit the data on a monthly basis goes without saying, so that's obviously staying the same. And the statutory deadline of the 19th of the following month contributions are deducted to submit your return is still staying the same. So you still make sure you have to submit your return by the 19th of the following month. But the file specifications, so the template, the spreadsheet that you use and upload to us, that is still staying the same. So we're not making any changes to the spreadsheet. We know that obviously this is going to be a big change going forward, but like I say, with no changes being made to the spreadsheet and the formatting, the validation checks and things that happens when you upload your spreadsheet, that still all remains the same. So any reports that you currently run to obtain that data to put on the spreadsheet that you then send to us, they will still all work. So we're not making any changes whatsoever to the spreadsheet or the validation checks. Also, the exception reports that we run on a monthly basis once we've processed your return, they are still going to be produced as well for you. So I know Amy did cover slightly what to do with the exception reports, but I just thought it would be a good opportunity just to go through and make sure that you are looking at these exception reports that we do produce for you once we've processed your monthly return. So there's currently 4 different reports that we produce depending on what information we receive from yourselves and matches against the data that we're currently holding on our database. So the part-time hour mismatch report is usually the most frequent report that we run, and that looks at the hours that you're putting on your monthly return against the hours that we currently hold on our database. If you have any members on the part-time hour mismatch report, it's a rolling report, so you only ever have to look at the most recent report. And if there are any hour changes that need to take place, you can either complete a record maintenance form through the employer portal, or you can actually use the Excel spreadsheet for the part-time hour mismatch, and you can just put a date in the date of change column. As long as there's no other information on there, so there's no comments or anything, that can be processed and sent to WYPF data for like an automatic bulk upload, and the hours can be uploaded and changed in bulk, but you mustn't put any comments or anything in any other columns. We also, like Amy covered, we send a leaver notification report. So that's for you then to go on and submit any leaver or retirement notifications. So that's just looking at that month's information that you've sent across to us. And if you popped a date of leaving or an opt-out date on your template, then they will come up on the outstanding leavers report for you then to submit the leaver notification or the retirement notification. The change of address report is just telling you that we've changed the address on our record, so it's matching the address that you're holding on your information, so what you've sent across on your spreadsheet. So again, it's just for information purposes, that report, just to check that you're happy that we've made an amendment to the address of the member. And we also send new starter reports across to you as well. So anybody that we've then created a record for, usually because you've put a date of joint scheme on the spreadsheet, we will then create a new record for that member. Again, that report is just for information purposes. So the only action that you need to do is just check that you're happy that that is a genuine new starter and they should have had a pension record created. If they haven't, then you need to contact either a pension fund representative or the finance business partner so we can sort that out. Okay, so what's actually going to change with the new monthly postings contribution? The portal where you upload and submit your monthly return is going to be new, so it's going to have a new look and feel for that. So currently West Yorkshire Pension Fund go above and beyond when dealing with your monthly return, and your finance business partner deals with any mismatches of data that you submit against what we currently hold on our database. We are changing this by giving the employer the opportunity to fix the errors and warnings and decide if new records need creating or the contributions should be allocated to existing records. And this will stop assumptions being made by your finance business partner, and hopefully fewer records will be then set up and created in error. So at the moment, any queries your finance business partner identifies after your return has been submitted will be then dealt with by yourself through completing and fixing these errors and warnings before the final submission. So you'll need to clear these errors and warnings using the new dashboard, which I'll show you in a couple of slides, and it'll highlight what it's mismatching against our database, and also asking you if you want to create records for new joiners, etc. So with you having to clear these errors and warnings up front, you're going to have to get some time in place before the 19th. So you're still going to be able to meet the statutory deadline of submitting your return, because you can't submit the return until you've cleared all the errors and warnings. So what is new to the monthly contributions process is that the new process will allow multiple users to access the process at the same time. So you can have more than one user working on the errors and warnings simultaneously, which is really helpful, especially for the big councils who will have probably more errors and warnings than a little parish council. You can allocate more than one person to work on these errors and warnings. It will also save any changes or actions that you've made. So it'll allow you to then log back in at a later time, and it'll pick up exactly where you've left it as such. So it keeps track of any changes that you've made, or any warnings and warnings and errors that you've managed to answer and get rid of. It is an ongoing feature, so it's going to be developed as we run it as such. So any feedback that you've got when you start using the new system, then please, do let us know if you want to see, something else on there. We are looking at future developments, so we're going to continually improve the system as and when we're using it. So this is what the new landing page as such, or what the new portal will look like when you first log on. So the username that you currently use to access the employer portal and the monthly portal is still going to remain the same. However, you will receive a new password from your finance business partner. Now, you can change this password so it matches the one that you use to log in to the employer portal. However, the two systems are no longer linked behind the scenes. So if you change your password on one, it won't automatically update the other one. So you'd have to change them on both portals if you're wanting to keep the same password for both of them. So they're not linked behind the scenes as they currently are. So this is the landing page. So once you've logged on to the new monthly postings portal, you will see this screen, and this is where you can log on and update and change your password. So that's where you can put in the password so it matches the one that you're using for the employer portal. So the contributions icon is where you would come and upload the spreadsheet. So you'll need to, like I said, the spreadsheet is remaining exactly the same as it is now. There's no difference to the spreadsheet or the validation checks, but you need to choose this time which posting you are uploading. So you need to select whether it's the first, second, or it contains previous month's data before you upload the spreadsheet. The majority of the time it will be the first posting that you would select. Once that then has been selected and uploaded onto the new monthly contribution portal, it will then ask you to check the totals just as it does now. So it'll populate the total amount of employer and member contributions, so you can check that against the total that you're going to send across to us. And again, it asks you what date that you're sending it across and if you're paying by backs, etc. So everything like that is still looking and staying the same as it does currently on the monthly postings portal as it stands at the moment. The dashboard is where you can then go and pick up your pending files. So if you've the process itself, once you've uploaded your file through the contribution icon, it will naturally go to your any errors and warnings and allow you to work on them through the process. But if you want to go back, you know, you've finished for the day and you need to go back and work on the errands and warnings at a later date, you would log on and go directly to the dashboard where you can pick up any pending files and continue working through any errors and warnings. The dashboard also allows you to look at any completed submitted files that you've already sent through to us. So when are we introducing this? So the introduction of the new monthly contributions portal is being rolled out to all employers on a phased invitation after attending a demonstration of the new submission process. So it is a phased process, so we don't want everybody to go on it straight away and have a big bang. We need to be able to manage it so we can then help you and offer any assistance that you need once you're in a position to start using the new monthly postings process. And it's got to be at a suitable time for yourself as well as us. So that's why we're wanting to do it on a phased invitation. You will need to attend a demonstration of the new monthly postings. So we're going to go through and do demonstrations just to show you how it works and what the difference is. So following on from today's event, you'll be contacted by our finance team to arrange a demo for you to attend to go through this new monthly contributions process. As it stands at the moment, we don't have a live date as of yet, but it is imminent. So why are we swapping and changing from the current monthly contributions process? Well, the introduction of the pension dashboard is showing, making the data more visible for members. So the introduction of the pensions dashboard, which the pensions regulator are going to go through after this presentation that I'm doing now, it's going to be there and made available to all members so they can access all their pension pots in one area. And we're wanting to ensure that the data that we're holding for the members' pension record is of good quality. So there's increased pressure for us to make sure that the data that we are holding is correct and it does tie up with any other pensions that the member holds elsewhere. Hopefully, with the new monthly postings process as well, we'll have less records created in error because it's not the finance business partner that's deciding where to allocate the pay and contributions or deciding if it's a new record that needs creating. You're going to take ownership of those. And you'll make the decisions of where your data needs to go and whether a record does need creating or not. So hopefully there'll be less creation of records being set up in error because you'll know yourselves whether a new record does need to be created. And hopefully we'll have less time spent on moving the postings from multiple records, especially when some of your members have more than one pension record. Sometimes the paying contributions are allocated to the wrong record by mistake. So again, there are some warnings that once they have been produced, if we can't match the data automatically, then it's not giving you the opportunity to ensure that the pay and the contributions are posted to the correct record. So hopefully it's going to allow you the full ownership of correcting any errors, and they should become fewer and fewer as we go along. This should also hopefully you'll have less blocks and quarantines to deal with after we've produced your March return, because we won't have created as many records in error, and we can ensure that we've, like I say, we've posted the correct paying contributions to the correct records. So action required by yourselves. So in preparation from the transition of the monthly contributions portal 2 to the monthly contributions portal 3, we can arrange, excuse me, we can arrange for a data cleansing report to be sent to you. So if you're wanting a data cleansing report, you just need to contact your finance business partner, and they can send you that report across so you can have a look at that. And it'll highlight any mismatch of data that's that you're sending on your current monthly return against what we hold on our database. So you can correct our database by submitting any changes needed using the record maintenance form, or you can correct your payroll information if it's your payroll information that's not right before submitting your next monthly return. So hopefully, once you've got this data cleansing report from your finance business partner, you can put some time up front before you do go live with your first submission, and we can make sure that a lot of the information is matching against what we hold on our database to what you're pulling from your payroll information. And the report will look at any mismatching information that we have against members' forenames, surnames, date of birth, national insurance numbers, hours that we're currently showing on our system, and the members' titles. So this report is quite useful and would be beneficial for you to get before you do your first live submission on the new monthly contributions process. So you'll have fewer errors and warnings to work through if we've got correct and up-to-date information that's matching both your return and what we're holding on our database. So the next step is that we're going to require employers to attend a demonstration of the new monthly contributions portal. So currently our finance team have been doing a few demonstrations. I think we've done maybe about 20 or 30 currently, so it may be that you have already attended one of these demonstrations, and it'll take you through just basically showing you a test account that we've got set up, showing you how to upload your spreadsheet right from start to finish and going through all the process. So we will go through and upload a spreadsheet, show you how that works, which is pretty similar to what the current process is at the moment. Then we'll show you some errors and warnings that are created from an upload, and go through and show you how to clear those errors and warnings. So whether you're just acknowledging that the information needs to be allocated to a certain record, or a record needs to be created, a brand new one. So you can acknowledge some of the processes, and others will need you to actually give us further information. So it may be that you've got a date joined for somebody that's needing a new record creating, but you've not told us whether it's through contractual employment or auto enrolment. So there's little bits like this that you may then need to edit a template of the information that we're pulling from your spreadsheet in order for us to clear the error and warning going forward. We've also produced a new manual for you to use. So the manual for the monthly postings for the MC2 is available on our website at the moment. And then we're going to have a new one for the MC3 process, which will take you through screenshots and things that you can expect to see when you upload your own spreadsheet. And we've got a detailed list of errors and warnings that could happen, and how to clear them basically as well. So that's going to be made available on our website shortly. So you can use that to help with you. Also, once you do go live onto the new monthly postings MC3, then your finance business partner will be available to handhold you if that's what you need. And also your pension fund representative can help you if you've got any errors and warnings that you're unsure how to clear. So once we do go live, you will receive via email a URL link containing the link to the new portal. And this will be how you access the new portal in the first instance. We will eventually be putting a link onto the website for you to access, just like you do on the monthly postings portal as it currently stands. So we don't expect everybody to start using it all at the same time. So it's going to be a slow introduction to the MC3. So the MC2 process, the portal and everything is still up and running and will be for some time until we've got all employers onto the new portal. I think the main thing is that you need to make sure you've got enough time spent up front to clear any errors and warnings prior to the statutory deadline of the 19th of the following month. So it's not going to be helpful if if you wait until the 19th to then upload your spreadsheet and then deal with all the errors and warnings. You need to invest some time up front to just make sure that everything needs to be allocated to the correct records or records to be created if that's what needs to happen. So it's advisable to submit your return in advance for the deadline. For the councils, would probably recommend about a week prior to the deadline, so it gives you the opportunity to work through the any errors and warnings. Like I say, the new portal will allow multiple users for you to go on and access it all at the same time. And any smaller employers would just recommend maybe a few days before the deadline, just so it gives you again the opportunity to have a look at the errors and warnings. And if there's any that you're getting stuck on, you can speak to the finance business partner or your pension fund representative, to help you through any of these errors and warnings if you're unsure what to do with. But we're looking at hopefully introducing it imminently. We're just waiting for the go live date, but everything's been tested. We are currently using it internally, so our finance business partners are currently using this system and running your reports through the new monthly contributions portal. So they've been doing that for the last 3 to 4 weeks. So hopefully when then you take over the ownership and you start to submit your return through the new MC3 portal, there'll be no hiccups, because our finance business partners have already tested it and run through your returns already. Okay, that is the end of my presentation. I've gone a little bit quicker than the timing, so I'm not sure if the ladies are here from the pensions regulator.